Everything's set up. It's working. Okay, perfect. So, everything's set up. And perfect. Okay. That's how that works. First time dual stream. Just have to make sure everything's working. Let's smell this bubbly, weird gum arabic real quick. Yeah, it's fine. Grab that Muller. Need to get a better Muller than that at some point. So this is just bismuth yellow. Not going to do too much today. This is mostly a test stream for multi-streaming. So watercolors, you want to roughly a 1-to-1 mixture. We'll do 2 different types of watercolor here. Make some quinopholone and bismuth yellow. I need to grab my... Got this. So ordered some scoops, so some measuring scoops, just so that we can get that here. And actually measure out our watercolors so that we have a better watercolor. I'm weird. Don't do anything correctly. So towel here. Larger one. I need to make more gum arabic. I don't have a lot here, but I just wanted to do a test stream. It's a little bit watery. The watercolor, of course, it's going to feel watery. I think it's a little bit lacking on pigment. Should be enough. Go. Right. Good enough. Funny things happening in an Instagram chat. Just what that noise is. Can you hear that? Ugh. That's a good video that's should come up soon. Stuart Semple's getting sued because he doesn't understand how anything works in the realm of law. Yes, potato. Hey, Gulchen. Is my audio coming through? I changed my audio settings, so I don't know if it's going to be popping or anything like that. I released a bunch of things with my audio stuff as well, so... Yep. Then for iridispersions, I find the easiest way to do this is just to stir it around. Take it out. It can get really weirdly chunky. Okay. Ah, thanks, Phil. I'm probably going to be getting a new mic. I'm just going to say fuck it and buy a SM7B. Can I afford it? No. Do I need a new mic? Yeah, this thing is, what, 6 years old now? It's been bashed together a lot. So probably have to wait until next month to buy it, though. This Muller's horrible. Keeps getting... moving it forward, and I can't move it forward. Keeps getting stuck down. Actually, unique yellow. Which reminds me, I need to mark the yellow down. This is what? 230? Or no, 138? Yeah, 138. And once the bismuth goes into the dehydrator, I need to mark it as well. On the bottom of the pants, I labeled the pigment number. Most, if I remember.
What a bunch of silly, self-interested little serfs you have become. Puppets, so recently freed from your strings, only to pick up arms against one another. Your trivial little tribalisms are driving you to near extinction. We hear you say, this one's the wrong size, that one's the wrong shade, those ones are praying to the wrong statue. Don't you
Not after getting this to a smaller grind size. We're after just trying to get this to be dispersed correctly. And it can take a while because of the surfactants in here. Hello, Jasper. And yes. Ooh, I am not all here. It's getting better dispersed. Starting to see less of the weird globules.
You believe purity only comes from accumulating the most toys. You sad
Of course he is. He spent all his money on the trademark to trademark International Sempo Blue instead of his legal defense. And knowing the cult-like behavior that his fans have, they'll definitely be donating.
Your entire history is a mere thread in the fabric of space-time. And yet, no matter how long we have coiled around your heart, whispered in your ears, and guided you towards civilization.
I've heard nothing but rave reviews about Culture Hustle paints, but every time I've tried them, they've been very mediocre. And it's just like, why do people keep raving about how good these are? They're not that high quality. They're pretty standard paint. They're like a kind of student grade, a little bit above grade. But your Schmenke, your Holbein, your Golden, your M. Graham are all better acrylics.
We gave you a garden, unique amongst the void, and you've turned it into a toilet. You filthy little creatures. Those without end have been screaming at you from the dark, hoping you'll find your way. Your kind had always feared us.
Then again, it is really hard to beat those four.
The capriciousness of the lesser gods are children. How far must you have fallen, that even the serpent of the deep, the dragon of the sea,
Technically, it is student grade. Well, there's only two grades. There's professional grade and student grade. So, for the actual definition of paint, of course, there's nuances to student grade, but yeah, craft paint I personally put as a different thing. This pigment's so weird. It's not dispersing very well. I hate this Muller. This is why Amazon Mullers are just never recommended. I would have returned this Muller, but I completely forgot about it. Go with the unfinished Muller instead. So only get silicon carbide and a larger sheet of glass. Yeah. I have a couple Culture Hustle paints. I have their metallic somewhere around here as well. Mostly I just have their black 3.0 and a couple of their coloriest color things. Still makes a fractal. Still getting adhesion. The black 3.0, it's not great. It doesn't have very good durability at all. So when you touch it, it starts flaking off and rubbing off. Because it's over-pigmented. To achieve that type of black with carbon black, you need an ultra-fine, ultra-micronized carbon black. So something like a Hi-Jet. And then you just kind of mix it in with a matte binder. And the matte binder already reduces the pigment you can put in there due to the matte agent. So you have to put in a ton of pigment in there. Get that sheen and the coloration you want. So you're going so far above the critical pigment volume concentration that the resin actually cannot support it. Not particularly. It's not recommended to use it on game pieces, but it's not the end of the world to use game pieces. You don't want to airbrush it. That's a huge thing you don't want to do. But I have a cadmium SoFlats right here. These will require a lot of shaking. The pigment is so dense that it falls. But yeah. They are pretty nice paints. Overall, should you get them from minis? Personally, I prefer the Pyrrole Red. It's a little bit more expensive. Is it actually more expensive? No, it's the same price. It's a Series 8, so it's around the same price at least. I just prefer the Pyro Red because it's brighter, more chroma. I'm working it down pretty easily as well to match a cadmium. But overall, yeah, you'd be fine with it as a game piece. Just make sure you use an auto varnish so it doesn't get chipped and flake off. That's about it. Uh, when it comes to oils, and hey, Badly, did not expect to see you here. This is a test stream to see if I can do dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, if Pyrrole isn't available, cadmium is fine for the most part. As I said, you just gotta do an automotive varnish or some type of like an ammo varnish so it doesn't get damaged from you touching it. But the amount of cadmium you'd be inhaling is really minor. It's just not good to inhale any cadmium at all, really. But yeah, it's a very small amount of cadmium you'd actually be inhaling from a game piece. I've told them about it. They don't recommend it for game pieces, but it's one of those things of that's just kind of also legally protecting them as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a very trippy process, and I'm trying to get this to be fully dispersed, but this is just not wanting to disperse correctly. You can tell because there's weird... I can see weird grit in here. I can zoom in. Yeah, you can kind of see it on the screen. It's a Hegman 8, but there's a gloss forming. The more I mull, the worse they're getting. So I'm going to attempt a weird thing here to see if this will fix it. That's just some surfactant. This is some old golden aid stuff. I believe it's just Trident X100. Did that help? I know, Badly, but I don't want to admit that. Let me suffer. Oh, I just used some gum Arabic. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, that did help a little bit. It did help a little bit. Yeah, I definitely need to get a 3-roll mill for my apartment, but that will come later. I will not face the facts. Damn you. Damn you all to hell badly. And yeah. It did help a little bit. I will say that. But that's as much wedding agent as I'm willing to put in here, because if I put any much more, it's just going to go floppy and weird and probably get hydrophobic. Oh yeah, I need a much bigger slab. That goes without saying. Yeah. Don't trip on the glove. Now, Gera dispersions are weird, by the way, when you try to do, Right, I have... that. Let's go put all of them here. I actually have the rack for my dehydrator here. Oops. You're in hell. I'm in hell. How dare. Right, I forgot I also had music playing. Hope that's showing up. It's royalty free. Because I know the artist. And they self-produce. They gave me permission. Or, yeah. That's the correct terminology. Nah, I wish I spilled mustard. Probably taste a lot better than these do. This is quinopholone. PY138. It's actually a very unusual watercolor to have. Most brands don't use quinopholone, they use like Hansa instead. But quinopholone is more light fast, which makes it better. Makes for a very good primary yellow. I have actually a streamer called Eyeball Soup has my watercolors, and he's been using them quite frequently. So, I do in fact have a tester. Yeah, it's very similar to Simpsons Yellow. Okay. The reason why I'm putting it in this cup is because dispersions have worse, how should I put it? They shrink a lot when you dehydrate them. So, that's just so that I can fill it up. Yeah, I need to finish off this Muller. You can see the area where it's not ground down correctly. Okay. I need a much larger slab too. This is so tiny. But I'm trying to prove that you can just do anything with Amazon stuff. You can make paint with the easiest things. So, who am I trying to prove? Actually, Orchid's the mod here. Not on the YouTube chat, but on the Twitch one. I should make her a mod in the YouTube one as well. And it's entirely so that I can harass you, Lizard. Cleaned up. Other color should we make? I have 3 more pans left. Might as well fill them up. Oh, I have 3 more from that bag. I have another 100 right here. I have 3 more of these bags as well. So, don't worry, she can't have that pleasure of banning you. Because I'll make you a mod so she can't ban you. What should we make? Let's look at the collection here. Hmm. I mean, Cobalt Blue, I have the 2 made right now. I have a swatch sheet, too. Like, uh, Ultramarine versus Cobalt. Cobalt, very similar in terms of color, in my opinion. But this is a little bit more blue-ish. This is lighter, lower tint strength. So, major difference. Cobalt leans more towards green than Ultramarine does. Or at least the Ultramarine I'm using leans more towards red than Cobalt Blue does. So, Cobalt Blue is a wonderful primary blue, but Ultramarine is more useful. And it's cheaper. Nope. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's terribly worth it to buy. Uh, let's open up a can here. Mystery Pigment. Let's hope it's not cadmium. Nope, this is naphthol. It says R112 up here, so that's naphthol light red. How much naphthol is in here? If we can even open up this jar. Yep, we can. I shook it and it didn't seem like... Ah, a decent chunk. You stay in the bag. Let me open this. You are the Inman enthusiast. My phone is also current in watercolor now. Fantastic. Turn that down. Pocket real quick. Yes, this is from Rockford, Illinois. Pigment company called Miles. That doesn't exist anymore. Ooh, that's a bit of quinacridone. This is quinacridone violet. Probably half a pound. This is in one of the mystery bags. Because a full one of these is yeah, probably 200 grams is about right. It's a fairly light pigment. Ooh. Yeah. But yeah, for 75 bucks, and including a quinacridone violet, that's a really good price. You should see how many cadmiums I have. So a full container of that is about 1 pound, which is about a little less than half a kilogram. Kilogram is 2.2 pounds, roughly. I think it's like 2.248, something like that. 2.25. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, 75 bucks for this amount of Quindo Violet. Delicious. Plus, this is transparent red iron oxide right here. This is a full container, and this is several pounds. I was in the same thing. Yeah. Ooh, nice wizard. You're gonna post them in a eyeball server? Oh yeah. It's gonna make a ton of paint. I also have this is about half full. Thalomar Blue, this is PB15-2. That was another good pull. Oh, the pull I'm most excited about. 1968 red. That's PR88. That's Theo Indigoid red. Yeah. I know. I've made it by hand before. A couple times. It's really annoying to make. Quinacridones are easy, thankfully. Since those are dye-like. Okay, this Quindos Violet smells like Band-Aids for some. It smells like a hospital. Yeah, this is you can get this from so it's just this BV19 quinacridone violet. I have like half a pound or so, a quarter of a pound of this pigment, so quite a lot of pigment. Um, I have, so I'll pull it out, but so I have Hydrocol Phthalo Blues here, a ton of Hydrocol Phthalo Blues. Hydrocol Phthalo Blues are super easy. Looks like fish food, not pig. I am wearing PPE. I have my gloves on. And I have an N95 mask on. So I'm not wearing a respirator like I should. But you can't really hear me in a respirator, so. Yep. I'm not dealing with cadmium, so I'm not terribly too pressed. I am running low on N95, so I need to buy more. Checking the consistency of the pigment. That's good enough. There's only so much you can do with the pigment when you're hand mulling, so. Exactly. Uh, well, I mean, this is watercolor, so you're really going to release too much dust. Acrylic stencils, yeah, kind of. But there's not terribly too much dust when handling the paint surfaces on any of the above, unless you're sanding them or something like that. Really brutal with them. Okay. There's enough here for a fan. Or the tail end of fourth pan, I think. Yeah. Made the perfect amount, actually. That's a rarity, considering I'm not using a measuring cup. Just going by approximate volume. There we go. That's how much watercolor medium I have left, so I have to make more. I bought some of the powdered Gomarabic. See how that works. I'm not used to using the stuff, so I don't know how great it will be compared to the normal stuff or the crystal. But this was super cheap, so. I bought some spoons for this. They just haven't arrived yet. Okay. Oh, badly. How was your bismuth yellow watercolors pigmentation thing? I'm just using an approximate 50-50 ratio. Which is what most brands use. Rough. Yeah, sometime today. But I was going to wait for spoons to arrive so I could do this properly, but I didn't. Why? Because I'm weird. Yep. This rag is falling apart. Okay. Should we keep going or... end it here? I mean, this was only supposed to be a test stream to see how well the the stream went for dual streaming. So, uh, for the acrylic range, it's going to start off as single pigment paint, and then I'll start slowly doing convenience colors. So, I don't want to add too many convenience colors because that's kind of not what I'm about as a person. But I understand that certain colors are more valuable for mini painters. So, most likely what I'll be doing for the acrylic paint, it's going to be I'm gonna try to talk to Josh Qualieri to see if I can we can do a partnership, because I'd love to do something like core flesh paints, stuff like that, like colors that are. Oh, I'll probably do Goblin Green. Yeah, I'll do historical colors that are really important. Because I'm going to be doing bismuth yellow anyways, so, and chromium oxide. But, and so, might as well make Goblin Green, but I want to do Quar Flesh and, like, faction specific colors for Quar. But that's later down the line after I get everything set up and running. Oil paint, I'm sticking to just a few select pigments. I don't want to have a huge line of colors. Too many colors in a line I find is kind of bastardizing to the brand. Like, that's one reason why, while I love Williamsburg oil paints, they're great. They're very high end. I don't like how many colors they have. I am strapped for cash, but at the same time, it's not like unaffordable to me. If you have better suggestions, I was also looking at a Shure Super 55, entirely because I like the look of it, which is not a good reason to buy a mic. If you have like good suggestions, because I'm using an Audio 2020 right now. Is that a USB or MV6? Okay, see if I can find an MV6. Is that a USB or an XLR? Because I have an XLR set up right now. Yeah, I have a Motu M2 2X2. Yeah, Motu. The cheapest mic I was looking at, yeah, when so here's how I work. I don't like to use cheap things. I like to use good things. So I do a lot of research. I try to find a good brand that's reliable, and then I go with that brand a lot of times. Uh, if it's not in my budget, I save for it. So, which is one reason why I'm looking at an SM7B, because it's considered one of the better mics on the market that's affordable, and it's not a Neumann. That being said, it's maybe very suboptimal for my use case because it is was a dynamic, not a cardioid, and I kind of need a cardioid. So I don't know that much about audio stuff, but I research everything. I so yeah. Hence why I was also looking at the Shure Super 55 entirely. As I said, like it's 80% I like the look of it, but 20% was it's Shure, so it's going to be a decent mic, more than likely. I have to look it up, like, and research it more before I actually pull a trigger on anything. So wow, that's cheap. I might look into this one. I'll add to the cart right now. I have like 6 different mics in my cart. I also have a Rode Pod mic in there because it was $100. I might mean condenser. I get a little bit confused when it comes to the terminology sometimes. I might pick up the SM58 for other reasons as well. Uh, yeah. I actually wasn't even considering sensitive to dust. Ooh. That's a good point. Hmm. Now, question is, do they sell shock mounts for the SM8? SM58? Oh, cool. They're like $10. Unless I want to get the Sure one, which is $30, which is still reasonable. Hello, Grindhouse. How are you? Let's see. Okay. I have a bunch out of my cart. I have to research and see if it fits the exact use case perfectly. I'm gonna hate if it loops back. Oh no, you want the SM7B. Because that's going to be super annoying. Yeah, let's make one more paint here. Why not? Let's... I know. I know it's overpriced. But at least it's not $10,000 like a Neumann is. Right? Please call me an idiot for wanting to get that the Super 55 entirely, well, almost entirely because of its looks. Does it look good on video? I like the red look. Vaccine Violet. Vintage. Yeah. Where did I just put the Muller? There's the bad Muller. Where's the good Muller? Oh. I didn't see it in front of me. People think I'm smart. I'm really not. I'm also completely oblivious. Well, most of the time I am. No, dioxazine violet. Ooh, that's a good one to make, though. Burnt umber watercolor. Yeah, I'm also streaming to Twitch, which doesn't help. I can't wait until I move. Hello, lizard. You did switch. Now you're team purple. This is burning a lot of calories, I will admit. Making paint is a lot more rigorous than people want to think it is. I didn't even remember 1440p. That's really high. Not really. I can do that with certain pigments, but not this one. And I can do it with certain binders, but not watercolors. So what I'm doing here is I'm both milling the pigment to get it to a finer grind, and I'm dispersing it at the same time. If I just use a mixer, it will disperse it, but not well. I have a mixer just for pigments, so... Just for paints, I should say. Yeah, it's good enough. You know what? I should try to do that. See if I could glue it to a little sander and see how well that would go. That would involve buying an orbital sander. Which I probably need one anyways. Oh, nope. Hmm. Not gonna lie, Lizard, I might actually try that just for a goofy video. Don't know what one of those machines is. Let's see. Oh. Okay, it's like a weird blender muller thing. Mortar and pestle. Yeah, I will. I should look into one of those for paint making, actually, now that you mention it. Because pestil's really useful for doing watercolors as well. Um, well, the test stream went well. It's streamed Twitch and YouTube just fine. I was worried my internet would constantly go out, so that's something. I'm gonna have to watch the stream back to see if I have any audio problems, because this is the newest audio system I have. So that's something. Yeah, we're going to end it here. I don't really have any more paint to make anyways, so right now. Bye. And I'm going to see if I can... Can we raid? Yes, we can raid on Twitch. Alright, cool. Good night, everyone.